Picture this. You open your mailbox the day after Christmas. Bills, flyers, and then an official envelope from the Social Security Administration. No warning, no holiday cheer, just a letter. With numbers that may quietly change your entire budget in January. Most people toss it on the counter, some panic, others don't even notice. But here's the uncomfortable truth. These late December SSA notices aren't random paperwork. They're part of a huge system that quietly decides who gets paid, how much, and when, all while the rest of us are distracted by the holidays. And yes, there's a stimulus twist to this story that's adding even more confusion. Let's slow down, take a breath, and step inside the machine. Because once you understand how these notices work and why December 26th matters, you start to see the small print in America's retirement system. And it's not always comforting. So why now? Why this week? Every year, Social Security updates millions of benefit records all at once. Cost of living adjustments, Medicare premium changes, income reviews, overpayment notices, eligibility confirmations, all of it rolls out right at the end of the year, right when offices are closed, right when wait times are longest, right when people travel or misplace mail. Convenient timing for the system, not for the people depending on it. This year is no different, and for millions of retirees, disabled Americans, surviving spouses, and SSI recipients, that envelope might be the only warning they get about a change that hits their bank account in January. Some letters are harmless, some are confusing, and some can take money away. That's the tension quietly hiding in your mailbox. Here's how the system actually works. Without the jargon, Social Security keeps a profile on every beneficiary. It tracks income, marital status, housing situation, Medicare enrollment, tax withholding, payments issued, payments owed. Think of it like a spreadsheet on a government server that never sleeps. Once a year, the spreadsheet gets updated. Inflation goes up, COLA adjusts benefits, Medicare costs change, premiums shift, someone reports new income, SSI adjusts downward, the IRS sends a match, files update again, and when those numbers change on the spreadsheet, the notice shows up in your mailbox. In late December, right after the turkey, right before the new year, the letters do three main things. First, they confirm your new benefit amount. This is where you'll see the cost of living increase and any Medicare premium subtraction. Second, they verify eligibility. SSA wants to ensure your records match reality. Income, assets, living situation. Third, they notify you of corrections, overpayments or underpayments. And yes, sometimes that word overpayment appears out of nowhere like a horror movie jump scare. The letter doesn't judge, it just states the math. But that math has consequences, because if they believe you've been paid too much, they want it back. And if you've ever tried arguing with a federal agency, you know the tone. Polite, calm, absolute. This is where the system stops feeling like a retirement safety net and starts to feel more like a bank ledger. Cold, precise, unemotional. Now layer on the confusion. At the same time these letters arrive, the internet fills with rumors about holiday stimulus payments, December checks, and secret bonus programs. Some are based on real policy proposals, some are state tax rebates, some are creative fiction, and ordinary people trying to survive on fixed income are left squinting at headlines and asking, is this real money or just noise? Right now, the reality is simple. There is no new federal nationwide stimulus check approved and rolling out to every American. No hidden December windfall. No surprise universal payout. There are cost of living increases. There are Medicare adjustments. There are state-level relief programs in some places, and there are scammers who know people are desperate for help. So when your SSA notice arrives during stimulus rumor season, the lines blur. Was that increase a stimulus? Is that deduction permanent? Is that overpayment real? Do you call someone? Do you wait? That confusion isn't accidental. It's the byproduct of a massive aging system trying to update tens of millions of accounts at once using paper mail in 2025. There's a quiet irony there. We can stream 4K movies from space, But the benefit letter that determines whether you can afford groceries still arrives as folded paper with tiny print. Let's step back and talk numbers. Social Security sends payments to over 70 million people. For most retirees, it's the majority of their income. For many disabled Americans, it's all they have. So even a $20 change matters. A COLA adjustment might add $30, $60 a month. A Medicare premium increase might remove part of that. A withholding change might shave off a few more dollars. Individually, these amounts look small, but scaled across millions of lives, it's billions of dollars. And here's the uncomfortable math. Inflation compounds faster than benefits. Healthcare costs rise unevenly. Rents don't adjust politely. So what looks like an increase on paper can still feel like a loss in real life. The letter says, good news, your benefit is higher. Your grocery receipt says otherwise. That gap, that quiet contradiction, is where anxiety lives. And then there's the accountability twist. If SSA believes they overpaid you, even if it was their mistake, they can demand repayment years later, sometimes thousands of dollars. Suddenly, the safety net looks less like a cushion and more like a credit account. It feels absurd. It feels unfair, but it's written into the law. And yes, you can appeal. Yes, you can request waivers. Yes, many people succeed, but most people don't know they can fight back because the letter sounds final. Authoritative, neutral, non-negotiable. The tone says, this is simply how it is. The subtext says, good luck. So, what should you actually do if a December 26 style notice shows up? Open it. Read every line. Look for your new monthly amount, any deductions, any claim of overpayment, any deadline. If something doesn't add up, don't ignore it. There are appeal rights. There are time windows. There are ways to correct records. And if you need help, real help exists, from legal aid groups, benefits counselors, and Social Security offices. The bureaucracy moves slowly, but it does move. Just don't let the letter disappear into a drawer, because the system assumes silence equals agreement. Now let's contrast the hype with reality one more time. Hype says, holiday stimulus incoming. Reality says, annual updates, routine letters, mixed signals. Hype says, free money. Reality says, adjusted benefits, rising costs, and paperwork. The truth sits somewhere between alarmism and denial. This isn't a conspiracy. It isn't a miracle either. It's a sprawling federal program trying to manage retirement, disability, and poverty at national scale with imperfect tools. And for the people depending on it, every digit matters. Zoom out even further. What does it say about our economy when a single envelope arriving on December 26 can tilt someone's future? It says the margin of stability is thin. It says retirement relies on forces outside individual control. It says communication matters as much as money. And maybe it says something else too, that we're all living inside systems we don't fully understand until the letter shows up. So here's the unresolved question I'll leave you with. If the safety net is strong, why does a routine notice feel like a stress test? And if it isn't strong, how long can millions of Americans balance on paperwork and promises? Somewhere between those two possibilities is the truth, and it's probably sitting in your mailbox.